Hey there, thanks so much for this comment. You know what I reckon one of the biggest problems with the whole logic of things like the ASRS and other diagnostic tools is that it's not actually written for ADHDers at all. It's not written for neurodivergent people at all. It's written for clinicians to sit there and work with a patient on. But a lot of us need to self-diagnose first, and we're turning to tools like this, which are often promoted on websites everywhere, as a starting place. Even when we're going to a clinician, we're often filling this in ourselves. If you think about it, it doesn't make sense at all. Like, this has been more apparent to me since starting ADHD medication because I'm experiencing things like I either never experience or I rarely experience. It's very notable. But the ASRS is written the other way around. So it keeps asking us things like how often, and they're about things that are just normal for us. So it's like, well, it always feels a bit tricky to start a project. Doesn't everyone feel like that? And the answer is no, not everyone feels like that. And when you have something that's normal, you don't think of it as something that's very often. But to flip it on its head, if we were asking neurotypical people how often they do things that are normal to them, that would probably be confusing for them too. So if we were asking them, how often do you find it easy to start a project? They'd just be like, yeah, well, it's not never or rarely. It's one of the other three. I don't know if it's sometimes, often, or very often. But because it's asked as how difficult do you find it, that's on us then, right? It's really frustrating because so many of us are left to self-diagnose. So many of us are still undiagnosed as adults, especially if you're female or in a gender minority. And we're sort of left trying to pick up the pieces of our lives at a point in time, usually in our 30s or maybe in our 40s, where we've become self-aware enough to maybe remember that we're forgetting. It doesn't make sense. It should be the other way around. For people who are neurotypical, who find it easier to remember, if the questions were a bit harder for them to answer, that would be fine. That would be screening them out. But instead, what's happening is ADHDers are often underestimating their symptoms because it's very hard for us to answer how often we do something that is completely normal. Let me know what you all think, and thanks again for your comment as well.